Alexander, as we last left off, you kind of got forcefully abducted. Well, is there really any other type of abduction? Oh well, we'll worry about the details later. You're somewhere deep in the backstage of the arena floors. You were actually in one of the VIP rooms. When people were leaving, they left in a hurry. Everybody was worried about getting money, getting weapons, getting provisions, and just getting the hell out of here after everything that transpired. So nobody was really worrying about food and such necessities. So there's plenty of leftover food, wine, water, and everything else you can think of consumption-wise. As you look out one of the windows, you see your party members are at the grand doors of the arena. They've been waiting for you for a minute or two, and eventually you see like they're shrugging their shoulders, giving up. They assume that you're dead, missing, or whatever, and they've already accepted your death. They look back one last time towards the arena in your memory, and then they proceed without ever looking back towards the machine city. It seems that they have accepted your fate.
Alexander looks pissed.
In the meantime, somebody is rummaging through the tables with the food, and chicken legs, grapes, and glasses are flying through the air nonchalantly. You see a tail popping out, waggling left and right excitedly, and then the voice of the girl that abducted you pipes up. Aha! There we go, that's the good stuff. She takes out a huge silver platter with a roasted pig with an apple inside its mouth. This is exactly what I was looking for. Lucky! She grabs it and puts it near one of the big beds, you know, Roman style, where you can lie down and eat comfortably. And she sits down along with some wine glasses and some bowls that have water in them. You wanna join me? You hungry?
Alexander looks outside of the window one more time. And he goes, I might as well. And he starts on his way over.
She twitches her ears, like you see, like she's picking up some sounds and stuff, and she says, "Aha, your friends left without you. I guess you weren't that much of buddies, huh?"
I think I'll just assume that they think I can take care of myself.
Oh, how reliable. She says as she starts digging into the pig.
He's gonna sit down and get out his journal and place it next to him before partaking in some water.
She looks interested. What's that?
My journal.
A mischievous smile appears on her face. Her tail suddenly wraps behind your back and snatches your journal very dexterously. Yoink!
Hey.
Let's see. Her tail moves to the other side, away from you, and vigorously begins to flip through the pages as she is eating with both her hands.
You don't respect other people's privacy, I see.
Hey, if you cared about privacy, you wouldn't have shown it to me.
I wanted to write something in it.
You can write later. Let's see. I'm interested to see how you guys ended up here.
Yeah, it's like it's a secret.
Wow! You guys have sure been having fun lately, huh? She returns your journal to you.
He takes it and like makes sure it's all tidy again. It's like it's got little beads and stuff on it. It's been a long while, that's for sure. Making it all the way here.
I like traveling too, so I can respect that. She nods in confirmation.
Well, a hero's got to travel.
Hero? You're a hero?
Yes, Alexander says with a smile.
Let me see your hand.
He gives his left hand. It's not the one with the tattoo on, by the way.
You mean it's the wrong one?
Yeah, he just seemed to see a hand, so he went, "Oh, this one's closer." He's eating with the other one.
She ignores the hand that you shove towards her and watches the hand with which you're eating. Oh, the Argonaut sign. Oh, so you're the real deal, huh? Good job.
To be honest, I don't even hardly know that much about the tattoo. Not as much as I want to know.
Oh, you haven't been to the
Hmm.
Village of Heroes?
Oh, I don't know where it is. That's a problem.
Hmm. Well, from what my mother told me, it's supposed to be somewhere on the most northwestern part of the continent. Not that she's been there, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's a long trip to go by foot, just to go and see them.
Eh, I guess for you guys it would be.
Oh yeah, I don't think our resident mage is so inclined to give us a lift.
I don't like mages.
What do you mean? Don't you cast magic?
Me?
Yeah.
Uh, well, not really. It's technically not magic. I'm not a mage.
I used to be a mage.
Used to be?
Yeah, yeah, used to be.
Mages cannot be blessed by the spirits. I saw you use the wind spirits to your advantage.
That's why I said used to be. Happened when I was a kid. Don't remember that much of it. I got kind of burned out, so to speak. I can still use a tiny bit of magic though, though it's nowhere near spells.
It's kind of cool to see a wind user. I've never seen one before. Me and my mother both have affinity for fire and the divine, so I've never actually met any other elementalists.
Really, I wish I could even talk to them, but I haven't had a chance to talk with a druid yet. Kind of got trapped here before I had a chance.
So, tell me, your name's Alexander, right? I think
Alexander
that's what the crowd
Ishimura.
was calling you.
Yeah, that's right. Alexander Ishimura. Hero.
Her tail yanks around your arm and you lean closer to her unintentionally. She puts her arm around your shoulder and gives you a noogie with her other arm. So tell me, Alexander, how did you end up here? This doesn't seem like the kind of place someone like you would hang out.
Well, it wasn't exactly
Your journal
willingly.
tells me how you got here, but not exactly how you end up in the arena.
Well, it wasn't willingly. There was this metal T-Rex. It swallowed us.
Oh, the slavers! So that's how you ended up here.
Yeah. Yeah, there was.
Nice people, nice people. They always feed me when I stop by.
I think that's because you scare them.
Oh? Why would I scare them? I'm such a beautiful and delicate flower.
I've been wondering, why were you here exactly?
Oh, well, I travel all over the place, so like I said, this place is like a nexus. So from time to time I end up here. And on my last visit, when I was walking through the desert, I smelled blood and steel, so I got excited. And lo and behold, I found an arena. So I decided to stay for a while and enjoy the fights.
Yeah.
She looks very excited. Looks like she likes this sort of stuff.
Does she ever seem battle hungry feeling that I keep forgetting his name, one with the black beast inside him.
No, it's different. That guy is more like you mentioned that he's a beast. Combat is just his thing and he lives for this. She looks to more be enjoying it rather than taking it too seriously.
I see.
She's
Okay.
still battle thirsty and that, but she's not as extreme as that guy. She just
I
enjoys
see.
it.
So as you mentioned that, since he's sketching, he's gonna actually mention it over his shoulder. He's gonna go, by the way, Is that something to do with spirits? Why your flame's blue?
Oh, well, I'm kind of a half and half.
Half and half?
She scratches her head. How can I explain this better? My father and usually my race have an affinity for fire, so we're all blessed by the fire spirits. Usually, none of us can control any other type, but it seems like my father had a very strong affinity for the divine. So apparently, I kinda can do both, which is kind of a big deal for our species, from what I hear from my mother. She sounds very proud as she puffs out her chest. So I didn't just want to be a copycat, I decided to make it my own. So when I infuse the two spirits together, it kind of changes my flame, not just in color but in properties. These flames can do a lot, not just harm but heal as well.
Interesting. I can heal a little, but really it's more
You wanna spout lore
luck.
to see what you know about fire and holy type magic?
Yeah, let's see if I actually learned a bit about it in my youth.
What was your bardic lore in, by the way? Is it
Engine,
something you can use? Oh, okay, never mind.
it's engineering. Like science, basically my body law
Okay.
is in. Right, intelligence, wasn't it, spout law?
Mm-hmm.
9.
Right, this is what you know. While the flame users are not that uncommon, the divine users are very rare. Divine magic is extremely powerful and rare. That's all you know about it.
So, Alexander's gonna go, that's interesting. The fact that the gods would give up for something like that.
What do you mean?
I mean, the divine. I suspected that the divine is rare, isn't it? Like, extremely so.
Well, yeah, considering darkness and divine are the only types of blessings that you cannot receive but only be given through birth. Yeah, I'd say they're rare.
That's a shame. I dislike something given through birth, to be honest.
Oh, why is that?
Nothing. Just a selfish thought.
She finishes eating the pig, by the way, and starts drinking heavily. My mother took me to my first battlefield when I was about 7 or 8, and ever since I've been hooked on it. It's just like a itch that keeps hitting me from time to time and I need to scratch it. The feeling is amazing. Once you start, you just can't stop.
I guess I could understand that.
Oh, can you? Because from what I saw, you're not very good at fights. You try to run away from them. She starts poking fun of you in your performance in the arena.
Yeah, he's actually looking a bit depressed now. It's like, I don't think I'll be doing that anymore.
Oh, you're done fighting? How
No,
boring.
I mean, I'm done running away.
Oh,
It irks me that my sister was right.
oh, so you have a sister. Is she older than you?
He pauses at that and he goes, yes.
She sniffs at you again. That explains a lot of things. I should thank your sister that she broke you in for me.
She's a little like you, actually. She likes fighting. I once made a
Is she
mistake
strong?
of strongest person I've ever known.
I can't let that slide. What should I do? Maybe I should rough you up a little bit. She then tackles you to the bed and begins pressing weird points on your body. Let's see. I should practice some of my skills so I don't get rusty. She then presses a pressure point and says, "This one makes you forget what 2 + 2 is."
Wait, what? What kind of
Let's
strange
see,
pressure
let's see.
points are these?
Let's see. Oh, this one's a good one. She clicks again and says, "Oh, this one makes your entire body very sensitive." She then blows some hot air onto you.
Is that all?
This one makes everything extremely painful, and she then flicks your forehead.
It's pain. Please stop.
She then presses on your chest, and you go back to normal. She seems very proud of her handiwork.
Do you normally do this to people?
No. I usually just use the pressure point for pain when I'm interrogating them, but that's about it. Or if I want to make them suffer before I kill them. She says that with a cute smile. So, tell me, Alexander. Tell me about your childhood.
My childhood?
Yeah, I'm curious. You seem like a bit of a wuss and a weakling, so I'm curious how you grew up.
That hurts little, more so than the pressure points. But okay, lay here and I'll tell you about it. With that, he starts going on about how he grew up in the slums of his city. His grandfather may have been high and mighty, but his parents were but a simple fisherman. His mother, basically a clockmaker, a tinkerer. But it's his sister that truly cared for the family, going into the underground, fighting rings, earning them money, and always coddling him. He was never exposed that much to the bad side of things because of her. She always took care of him and always made sure that her little brother was safe.
Must have been fun having that big of a family. I kinda wish at least I knew my father. Now, well, maybe I'll meet him someday.
What would you do if you did?
I don't know, I'm just curious. My mother has always spoken so highly of him even though they've only met twice. I'm kinda curious.
There's some love there.
Oh yeah, she suddenly gets so excited. You wanna hear about how they met? It's an amazing story.
Sure, why not?
When my father first came to our parts of the lands, he was about 16, or was it 15? I don't know. He was very young. So my mother and father, they ended up fighting to the death, and my father won and spared her life. So they fell instantly in love. On the battlefield, surrounded by a mountain of corpses and blood and death, they copulated right there on the spot. Exciting, isn't it? Surrounded by all that carnage. Pretty amazing, if I do say so myself.
I prefer bed.
She suddenly lets out a sigh. If I find love, I want it to be exactly like that.
Love is hard to find.
My mother at the time was about 300 years old. I'm surprised that some kid was good enough to beat her. He must have been a pretty good fighter.
Cradle robber.
A what?
Nothing.
So yeah, after that, the second time he roamed around, I was about 6 or 7 years old. But at that time, that was about the second time they met. And apparently my mother never told him about me. So after that, she got recruited in the war against some undead army or something. I wasn't around at the time, so I wouldn't know. So she went to fight with him.
No.
Apparently, it turns out my father played some kind of big role in the war, and that's why she went to help him out.
Oh, then that confirms it. Alexander's got a stare, like a far off blank stare, like, I think I know.
She looks confused. Anyway, this place is getting boring. Like, the food's nice and all, but you gotta go to the Machine City, right? I'll give you a lift. She smirks again and then she lifts you up princess style and starts heading towards the window.
This is so not how a man's meant to be carried.
Shh, don't worry about it. She cuddles you like a baby. Keep your mouth closed or some bugs and sand might get inside. Suddenly, you feel the wind around you burst and it's hot like fire. It's not because she's using any type of magic or anything. It's because literally your face is getting hit by the wind so fast and hard that it's like it's burning your skin away. You have no idea where you are. You cannot see anything, like you're moving so fast everything is a blur. In a few minutes she stops, and when you check your surroundings, you are in some kind of small desert oasis with a few buildings and some merchants all over the place. If you look towards the side, you can see in the distance, probably half a day away, is the Machine City. She basically covered about 3 days worth of travel in a few minutes.
Wait, are we... how did... Are we even ahead of them already?
Oh yeah, we passed by our friends like 2 days worth of time ago. They're pretty slow.
Amazing.
I don't think
wish I
they
could do
noticed
that.
us. I think they're only gonna notice a huge sandstorm. I hope they're fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They have ammo with them.
By
Not
the
sure
way,
about
she's
Vic though,
still.
he may sink.
By the way, you're still in her hands, and people around you that are walking by are looking at you funny. She's just holding you like a prized trophy.
Alexander starts wiggling out and tries standing up on his own, trying to regain dignity. It's like...
Even though it doesn't look like it, she's holding you down firmly so you can't leave. You're trapped in her grip.
Please put me down.
No.
Come on.
You're not even gonna thank me? What a boorish man. I didn't raise you to be like this. She seems
You did raise me at
disappointed.
all. And you kidnapped me anyway, but you're right. Thanks for bringing me this far.
She squeezes you one last time in a sort of like hug-like motion and then she plops you down.
That's better. He adjusts his cap, his coat. Wow, this is nostalgic. Desert town.
Do the places where you grew up look like this?
More intact, but the sand, the air, about the same.
She starts sniffing the air and twitching her ears around like she's getting the gist of the area around. Her senses are very sharp from what you can see.
By the way, as her ears twitch, Alexander's curious and he goes up to reach for her ear. He wants to
As you
poke
try to reach for her ear, suddenly her hand snaps up and stops your hand short of touching it. She then twists your arm behind your back without her herself moving and brings you to your knees.
Good.
Bad boys need to be punished. Are you gonna say sorry for what you were about to do?
I was very curious.
You start to hear your bones begin to creak.
Sorry.
Good boy. She lets go of your hand and pats your head.
This feels so humiliating. I never wanted to be coddled again. He stands back up. Okay. What is this place called anyway?
I don't know. I think these are just some rejects from the Machine City, so...
So humans are in a machine city.
Yeah, if you can call it that. They're more like slaves from where I'm standing.
I'm not gonna like the machine city as much as I was hoping, am I?
I don't know, you were not born there, so you should probably be fine.
Oh well. I'll deal with it when I get there. I want to find out more about this place though. Interesting.
Well, I've been here a couple of times. It's basically a small merchant headquarters, like an outpost for people traveling from one place to another. They stop here, they do some selling, resting. It's a pretty
I
boring
see.
place if you ask me.
Because there's no fighting?
You're starting to understand, I see.
I think it runs in the blood, so to speak. I get that feeling
Plus,
sometimes.
plus it's so close to the machine city that patrols from the city constantly go by this area, so nobody dares start any trouble.
Ah, I see. Why do I feel like we're gonna start trouble? Oh, correction. Why do I feel like they're gonna start trouble when they get here?
She laughs it off. Hey, those are the people you chose to travel with.
I guess. Wait, that reminds me. He looks in his pack a moment. He's like, oh, it's still there. That's good.
Hmm?
I should I wonder if they got ice here.
She looks over your shoulder. What are you doing?
Alexander basically had his bag open and he's got that arm inside of the ice bucket in his shoulder bag.
Oh, you're still carrying that person's arm around. You've got a weird fetish.
It's not a fetish. I just want to restore his arm. But I need to keep it on ice before we can reach a machine city.
Nah, you don't have to do that.
Huh?
She snaps her fingers and a small flame appears not just on the tips but on her entire palm. She touches the hand and her blue flame engulfs the hand. When you see that, her flames flicker and immediately die out. The hand looks to be in pristine condition, like it hasn't been severed at all. And it doesn't smell, it doesn't have any blemishes, it looks like it's in perfect condition, like it's not been cut off at all. Yeah, that was sustained for a couple of months.
What? That's amazing. I wish I could heal that well.
Yeah, well, it's not really healing.
By the way, Alexander smiles brightly and he reaches for a hand to shake it. It's like, thank you. Thank you so much.
She puffs out her chest with a lot of pride. Stuff like this is no problem. Easy, easy.
I'll be sure to mention you my memoirs once I'm a full-grown hero.
Oh, what are you gonna mention me as?
I think as a reward for helping with the arm, I won't mention that you were the woman who kidnapped me.
Oh? It sounds to me like you're worried about your manliness.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She laughs. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to see what the stalls have around here. Come with me. Come on.
Phew, aren't you getting cocky? She puts your head under her armpit again and starts walking like that.
Oh, come on, at least let me walk straight.
No,
Hmm.
her tail is wagging behind her. Behind her. So yeah, since this is kind of like a place where a lot of portals come from, this is basically a hub, like a nexus type of world, where a lot of places pass through here. You can see that there's all sorts of interesting stuff, but it's mostly related to food and water and such survival tools, because the conditions here are pretty harsh and people that go on long journeys need that. It's not really anything out of the ordinary.
So there's nothing like really interesting. It's more just
Also,
survival.
the not the local food vendors offer like kebabs made out of desert geckos and such.
I haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Wait. By the way, he's trying to look around as he's still under an arm. Where's the library? I know there's one here. There has to be. He's always
Library?
here.
Oh, you mean that fancy library with a lot of magic shit inside?
Yes, that one.
It's not here. It's in the machine city.
Oh. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. The guy got pissed that a lot of sand got inside his library from here, and as you can imagine, he did not like that much.
That's fine. He doesn't like me much anyway.
People keep saying that he is very pissy and antisocial, but for some reason he's always very kind to me. I don't know what they're talking about.
I think I know the reason.
Oh?
Yes, very, very much so. As Alexander
Tell
says,
me.
as he's a bit pressed to her side. It's like, you have certain assets.
Not all people are perverts like you, Alexander.
I was not born this way.
She laughs at your dumb excuse.
And besides, that's a secret.
I don't know. The way you're blushing and hunching over doesn't seem like a secret.
I'm not hunching over, you have my head in your arm.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, and besides, even if I did hunch over, it wouldn't do much good. Now, please let go of my head. My back's starting to hurt. Please.
Don't worry about it. If it starts hurting or you get some dislocated vertebrates or whatever the fuck those was called, I'm just gonna heal you. Don't worry. That's what you called what I did, right? Healing? Ah, that will do. So yeah, from what she's saying, it seems like what she's doing is not really healing, it's something else.
There may be something like restoration sort of deal. By the way, since this is like as you said, from like the refugees from the machine city, is there any machinery here at all?
No, nothing. Apart from scrapyard such stuff. Scrappy bullshit. Like from the junkyard. Basically very old and outdated and useless stuff.
That being said though, they have to sell tools here.
Yes, they actually do have tools.
Ah, perfect. Can we go over there?
She looks over to where you're pointing. Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank
She
you.
then drags you over there.
By the way, what does the shopkeeper look like? Look at this scene as he's prizing the tools, as his head's still trapped.
He looks a little bit confused and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I'm looking for traveling tools.
What kind?
I think either alchemy or smithing tools would be the best. Probably smithing.
Well, we've got both.
Does the alchemy tools come with a hammer?
Let me check real quick. It's a small one for precision work.
I'm not sure that would help with repairing armor.
No, definitely not.
Then I would have to go with the other one. How much?
Let's see. That'll be 500 gold.
Why is this so expensive?
Maya pipes up, "Hey, isn't that a bit much?" He answers, "Well, people that buy here are usually desperate." He then looks over to Alexander. "How much do you want them?"
I could live without them. That's the important thing, I think. He wonders how badly beaten up his sword is by this point. Ah, damn. Why does everywhere I go try to always use this tactic? I'm a merchant, I never used this tactic before.
Maybe that's why you fail.
Hey, I earned a lot of money. I was respected.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You sure
there's
look
two
like
kinds of
it,
merchants.
with those cheap clothes.
Cheap? Oi! These were sewn by, never mind. That reminds me, I need new clothes. Oh, they're gonna be worth a lot here too, aren't they?
The merchant doesn't answer, he just smirks.
You know what?
Maya looks down to you. Hey, Alexander, is 500 gold that much?
Well, I don't exactly have that much on me. I do have the arena gold.
By the way, from what you're seeing, she doesn't carry any items with her, so apparently she doesn't even have a pouch with gold, nothing.
By the way, can I look over the tools? Are they good quality at least?
Nah, they're pretty decent, I guess. He takes out the kit and shows it to you. They seem alright.
Ah, I spout lore. I want to see how really good they are. Because if they're made from a bunch of scrap iron, they're not going to worth 500. But yeah, it's my bardic lore thing. I can just automatically know that.
Okay.
Answer my question.
So
How good are
these tools are in they're not in bad condition, but they're not in good condition either. They're so-so. Their price would be around 40-50 gold, but the reason he can sell them at such a price is obviously because he's the only merchant that deals with this kind of business here. You see that there is no competition. There's usually just one type of merchant for one thing.
so that's why the prices are so hiked up.
Yeah, he basically has no competition out here.
They're not worth the money. I can deal with it for now.
Suit yourself. He puts the tools away. Hey, if you die because your equipment was not pristine, don't come crawling to me. No?
I would come to haunt you. I promise you this.
Maya laughs. Amusing.
Anyway, let's go check out the rest of the stalls. And you know what? I'm starting to get tired of being pulled around like this.
Is that how you should address your big sister?
No. But you know, if you're gonna call yourself my big sister, then I have to do a favor for you, don't I? And with that, he tries to actually.
Show some
tries
appreciation and maybe I'll let you go.
Instead of that, since he said that, he's gonna actually try lifting her up, since he has her head and he has an easy way to pick her up. He suspects she's not that heavy.
She is not, but when you try to lift her up, she plants her feet firmly in the ground and you can't budge her.
No fun.
She starts singing to herself some kind of melody. She starts dragging you all over the place so you guys can check out the stores. You don't find anything else interesting right now.
Let's go to the oasis. I need to make a call.
She puts you in a tighter vice. That's not how you should address your big sister. I guess you weren't trained properly. I gave your family too much credit.
You haven't proved that you're my big sister yet, he says, a bit snobbly. It's like,
Oh, you're being rebellious. I like that. She continues dragging you around. So yeah, you're basically at the oasis.
Good. It's like, okay, you're really gonna have to let me go by this point.
No.
I promise you can hold me as much as you want after, and I won't complain.
I'm still waiting for my please.
Please?
No, not like that. You can do better.
Please, big sister, I need freedom for a moment.
She thinks about it. I guess. And she lets you go.
Thank you. Thanks.
She then jumps in the oasis to get a swim, by the way.
as she's doing that, I basically turn towards what I'm basically doing. I was probably standing about here-ish. Then I'm gonna get one of the crystals and basically throw it on the ground
Okay.
to cool the city. Wom, 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 wom.
For a while, nothing seems to happen, and then the window opens up, and on the other side, you see a dimly lit room, and Christopher is in it, and he looks confused. What? What's going on?
Christopher! Alexander raises his hands, clearly happy.
Christopher looks very confused. Alexander, is that you?
Ha! I knew you would be alive.
Where are you?
I wonder if I can turn this thing to look up.
No.
Hmm.
He sees only sand behind you.
I'm outside. I told you I'd make it.
Wait, outside where? Never mind,
outside the
I don't
underground.
wanna know. It's probably best if I don't.
But there's blue sky here.
Yeah, that sounds great.
By the way, what's wrong? You sound a bit worried. I thought
Well,
you'd be happier to see your
I'm-
best friend.
Oh no, I am, but I guess I'm just surprised. It's been so long that we just assumed the worst.
Technically the worst almost happened. Almost. And besides, it's barely been 2 weeks. Huh.
He looks even more confused. Alexander, what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
It's been over 6 months since you left the city.
What? No, that can't be right. I swear I've only counted about a week or so. 2 maybe? Not sure. I
Have
was
you
trapped in that
went
arena.
through? Have you went through any portals?
Ah, that may be it. Yeah, we found this portal.
Was it one that was unsanctioned?
Maybe.
You idiot! Why would you go in a portal like that? Those are so dangerous.
I'm fine though. Look,
By the
see?
way, it
Completely
doesn't
fine.
strike you. It doesn't strike you as weird that suddenly they know about portals.
Well, Alexander's more concentrating on his friend right now. He'll ask him in a second. Hang on.
By the way, Alexander, you notice something strange in the mirror because Christopher's using his hand and he's freaking out and such. There's a ring on his finger. He's married.
What's that? He says, pointing at the ring while trying to through the shimmer thing.
He lowers his head a little bit. He looks a little embarrassed and scratches his nose. Yeah, I kinda got married.
For heck! I wasn't there.
Well, I thought you were dead.
I'm an integral part of this. How could you get married without me? You should have more faith in me. I'm gonna hold this against you.
Well, there we go. I'm married now. And hey, you're the one that told me. I almost got killed because of you.
You did that on your own, and you better have told your wife. That sounds strange. You better have told your wife that. Last time I contacted you, she was building up an army to come and get me.
Oh yeah, since we kinda assume you're dead and we've looked all over the place, she kinda gave up. So are you sure you want me to tell her that you're alive?
Ha! Of course, I'm the hero of the city.
Yeah, I really don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, come on. She shows how no grudges. It's been 6 months.
He looks around like, he looks to the side like, oh yeah, she holds grudges.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, like I said, if she finds out that you're alive, the parties are gonna start heading out again.
Why? I didn't do anything.
That's not how she sees it. She's
Tell
blaming
her the
you
truth.
for almost getting me killed.
Tell the truth. You did it. All on you.
Hey, I told her what happened. She's not listening to me.
She's your wife.
Yeah, and she's also now in control of the city, so I hold no power over her.
How is she in control of the city? She was a flower stand owner.
Yeah, well, apparently when the rebellion happened and all, her kind of, let's say, talents kicked in. Her father was actually a very distinguished general back before they came to the underground city. She kind of took the revolution in her own hands and she killed the other nobles and took full control of the city.
How are the mages?
Well, let's just say it's been a uneasy alliance, but after things settled down, the mages and the people started to slowly build trust and work together. It's been gradually getting better and better.
I
Though
see my
those
hard
mages
work.
that did not agree have long left the city. I think they actually were searching for one of your people for
Why
some
is
kind of
everybody?
vendetta or something.
Well, we're the heroes of the city, and yet we're prosecuted. Why do I expect this? Oh well. It's good to see you again, Chris. It really is.
You too.
That being said, how did you know about portals?
Well, a couple of months before, after you left, a mage passed through the city. One with a white owl on his shoulder. He was a very unsocial bastard, but that owl was pretty social on his behalf.
Yeah, she's really nice, isn't she? Alexander
Oh, you've met
interrupts.
her?
Yes.
Well, he's the one that first told us about the portals. Apparently he came from some other place and ended up where we are and then continued onward. So we've done some investigating. Now that the mages are working under us and all of them know how to maintain the crystals, we've actually tore down the city walls and we have expanded the city. And we've also created a few routes. The hunters now, rather than hunting, work as patrols and guardsmen around the routes, and we've uncovered a couple of portals around the city.
Wow. So much change in only half a year.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We haven't actually had time to celebrate our honeymoon. It's been one big thing after another. We've both been very busy.
So, where do these portals lead anyway?
Well, apparently they lead to different worlds and places. It's hard to tell really. The one thing's for sure though, if the portals are not properly maintained, weird shit can happen. Like for instance, for you, when did you left the city, if you know what I mean?
I only left the city around about a month, I would say, since my last
A
contact with
month.
you.
Yeah, and for us it's been 6 months. Let's say you were one of the lucky ones. There's been talk about some people that have skipped over 50 years.
Whoa!
And
I'm
there's
glad
been
that
talk
didn't happen.
about people going back in time. It's crazy.
That being said, did anybody notice a huge explosion off in the distance at some point during those 6 months?
Explosion? No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, good. I
What
didn't
the
do
fuck
anything,
did
by
you
the
do
way.
now?
Nothing. I swear. If you find a small town and there's holes in the roof, that's
I
not me.
think I know what you're talking about. There's a gold mine.
Oh, you found it!
Yeah, and what struck us like really weirdly is that there was an entire field of ice just standing there and it was not even melting.
Yeah, that was the guy with a white arrow on his shoulder. He helped us beat a demon lieutenant.
Uh, he looks scratched his head. You know what? I'm not even gonna ask. Anyway, thanks to discovering that village, now we have a huge supply of gold, which has really been helping the city. And since there's a huge amount of ice, we have steadily been carting it to the city for personal use.
That being said, how are the people there?
Fine. Those that don't like it could move on to other places. And those that are fine with it have stayed behind. We've also got a lot of new people that are coming and going all the time. Our place is wonderful for cultivating special mushrooms and fungus types. So business is booming around here. We've got huge fungus and mushroom farms outside the city. And we've also been purifying water down here. Now that we've removed most of the monsters around the ponds, we've purified a lot of high quality water that other places have been exporting and importing from us.
Wow, everyone's okay. I actually did something. He looks relieved. Amazing.
By the way, if for some reason you find that assassin guy, you know the one I'm talking about, make sure to
yeah?
thank him for us, because thanks to the information you and him gathered, we managed to solve the mystery of what happened that day when shit went sideways.
Of course, of course. And by the way, since that gold mine was there and still the people, we can call it even on that 5 gold, right?
He smiles. Not a chance.
Come on! I did the job! Damn it. Oh well. Now I'm in debt to both of you. I hope Lawrence doesn't want his money back.
Lawrence, funny you should mention him.
No.
What?
Nothing. Sorry. Out of reflex. Tell me, what happened to him? What's going on?
He actually helped my wife take over the city. He's the one that assassinated the figureheads.
Ah, I see, I see.
So as you can imagine, he's still the villain in town. So he's got a lot of bad rep. But lately, his business has been shifting to other places. One of the people inside his guild has punished him for what happened during the whole Mage Rebellion and his dealings with you. They saw that as a sign of weakness, so there was a few hits on his life.
I see.
I think he ended up losing an arm. I haven't seen him in the last couple of months. I don't know where he is.
What's it with people and losing arms around me?
Just
I hope
confused.
she-
What do you mean?
Nothing. Seriously, I'll tell you when I'm back in the city. Hopefully I can find one of those registered portals you were talking about. I think I may be in a different world.
I wouldn't be surprised. These portals lead to God knows where.
Has any of your portals led to like a machine city type place?
No, not that I would know of.
I was hoping to come back home. How's my shop doing? Don't tell me your wife burned it down.
She wanted to, but it was already destroyed in the riots.
Ah, no. My livelihood. My tools. What's with I can't get any tools around here? Oh, the church.
Yeah, the church got destroyed too.
The people I'm more concerned about.
Don't worry, I made sure that everybody's safe. Now that things have calmed down, we've started rebuilding a new church.
Oh, tell her I'm okay, by the way.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Even if your wife finds out, just tell her that I'm okay.
Haha, okay.
Yeah, she was worried. It is really good to talk to you again, Chris.
So
By the
how
way,
are the others?
Alexander actually has that far look in his eye, like the same one Victor noticed. Like
Yeah,
he's changed a little.
Christopher notices that, but he decides to avoid it on purpose. So how are the others?
Everyone's doing fine. Completely fine. In fact, Tally grew up. I think it was elf puberty or something to do with Cocoon.
He looks confused. What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
And Victor may be missing an arm.
What?
It wasn't me!
He was one of my best guards. How is he missing an arm?
It's okay, I have it right here.
Why are you carrying his arm around?
To protect it, he didn't want to put it back on. I'm
By
gonna
the way,
force
as you
him
guys
to.
are yelling and panicking left and right, the magic begins to fizzle and static begins to appear. You can't hear him anymore, but Christopher is yelling at you and he's looking very confused as the crystal fades out.
Alexander just puts his hand over his forehead. At least he knows I'm alive. 6 months. I can't believe I did something. I actually did something.
Suddenly the water bursts up. Something huge bursts out of the water. You are splashed by a moderately big tsunami.
Ah!
And when you look, you see Maya that's holding a giant fish above her head. We're talking about something that's maybe 20 or 40 times bigger than her.
How did you...
She laughs.
Does that
Aha!
mean-
I think this is the Lake King. She throws it on the shore, and merchants immediately begin to swarm around, and they start offering money to her. She just laughs it off.
It's like, don't take the Lake King out of its lake. What the hell?
She laughs it off and sends them off because she's not interested in money and their offers. While the fish is still alive and trying to move all over the place, she just punches it to stay still and begins munching on it while it's still alive.
Don't you want to cook that?
Why?
Because it tastes better.
Nah, I don't mind how it tastes as long as it's yummy, as long as I can eat it.
No,
Besides,
it must be cooked.
even if it has poison or something weird in it, my divine magic is going to make it all better. So I don't care.
It doesn't... by the way, Alexander's looking a bit frustrated. It doesn't matter!
Her entire mouth is like covered in blood at this point. She's just happily munching on it. You can see it on the fish's face. It looks like it's about to cry from the pain. Poor fish.
That's it, I'm cooking it. Get away from it.
Like when I said it's 20 times as big as her, you cannot move that thing.
That's not what I was intending. I was intending to cook bits of it at a time.
Oh. Well, okay, if you wanna cook it. I guess there's some fun in the anticipation of eating as well.
And proper food. You said before you didn't need nutrition, so at least eat food that's tasty.
Hey, all food's tasty. Honestly, I couldn't tell the difference. Like I said, my divine magic comes with a lot of perks and negatives. I can't taste anything that goes inside my belly.
Really?
Yeah, the
That
divine
sounds
magic
horrible.
purges everything, so...
That sounds like a horrible disadvantage.
Yeah, I still enjoyed the feeling of food going inside me, so that's good enough. She begins to wiggle around like a dog, you know, when they're wet and they wanna get dry. That's what she's doing, by the way.
Alexander's already wet, so he doesn't mind. Thankfully,
After
he
she's
cooked for
done,
his
she
family
plops
before.
down on the beach and begins sunbathing.
And while he's doing that, one moment. And while she's doing that, Alexander sets up the small fire of one of his adventurer kits. I can easily use that. Yeah, use one of those, and he starts cooking. Basically a barbecue sort of deal.
Your barbecue eventually starts to draw people in.
He smiles. Of course, he's saving all the best bits for her. And all the big, huge bits. Of course.
So are you gonna share the fish with the people for free?
He's gonna share it for a bit of money, but it depends. It's like money. It's like for like merchants and stuff. He's basically doing like a charity drive sort of deal.
Mm.
Yeah, so he's getting money from people who can afford it, but then for like people who are homeless or really dying of hunger, he's like, here you go.
Okay, so after the fish is gone, you have made 100 gold.
Haha.
The merchants, because they're too stingy, most of them didn't come and pay, so you didn't make much money. And the others that didn't seem so well off, like I assume you handed it off for free, so you didn't make a lot of money. But everybody
Yes.
seems a lot more happy and not on edge anymore.
He waves
Around
off
the
of
weird
people who
person that came with the weird girl.
yeah, he waves them off as they enjoy like their broth soup and all that and nice
So
fillets.
your friends are gonna need like 2 or 3 days to get to where you are. The people here, since you treated them to such a exquisite meal, they're gonna be kind to you and they're gonna let you stay and feed you like for the next 2 or 3 days while you need to stay here. And after that you can head to the machine city easily and meet up with your friends.
That seems like a good deal. He's gonna spend more time with Mayu as well.
Speaking of which, after the meal's done and all that and she's done sunbathing, she seems like she's getting restless. So she just says, well, I think I'm gonna head out now.
Oh really?
It's been fun and all, but I gotta get going.
That's a shame. I was hoping we could
Yeah.
hang out more.
I hear there's a portal around here that leads to some kind of realm where there's a huge war going on right now, so I wanna take part in that.
Oh, I know a rather good one of that if you want to know. If it
Oh?
has anything to do with hell.
People did describe the place sort of like hell, I guess. Maybe you mean the same thing where I'm going.
Yeah, make sure you're fighting a guy who has a big smile on his face. He's powerful. I'm sure you enjoy fighting him.
If he's that strong, I'll definitely find him. I've got the best nose around. She sounds proud again.
Just make sure not to think of me too much. You may get distracted.
She tickles your nose with her tail, and by the time you take a sneeze, she's already gone.
What a world.
She didn't say goodbye or anything, by the way. She just left.
Yeah, he just looks back, he says, goodbye, I guess. I got a lot of thinking to do. I wonder if I can set up some stores. This is the merchant's place. And he goes off into the town. He's basically going to try setting up his own little shop again since there's a junkyard. Nice, ready and willing.
By the way, if you put in some work and some of the gold you made, maybe you'll be able to get some tools, just saying. And with that, I think we're done. You're gonna spend a few days here while you wait for your friends to catch up. And you're also gonna pick up on some interesting rumors around the area that's probably going to help you decide what you guys are going to be doing next.
Nice.
And with that,
Good.
we are done.
Okay, bye bye everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Late at night, Alexander sits at the water's edge, with a campfire that he has set up providing the only warmth on this cloudless night. He's eating the remains of the fish, but his mind drifts back to that moment in the arena, his free hand reaching down to grab the sand below him, rubbing it between his hands, a gladiator tradition. He looks at the stars that are reflected within the lake, and he remembers his final words that Roach gave him. Do not let this weigh you down, Alexander. You have to forgive yourself, but you must never forget. A person carries the memory of the first time he took a life until the day he dies. That is a burden you must never forget. Only monsters forget. And if you are facing a monster, have no sympathy for it. Kill it without remorse. There are things in life one can only achieve by having the strength to dirty his hands. With those words ringing within Alexander's mind, he can only say one thing up to the stars. Thank you, and goodbye, Roach.